This feels like The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, the final kind of battle where you have to make your way to Hyrule Castle and go through just like layers of enemies. I mean, here it's easy. You just gotta, you don't have to parry anything. You just blink them away, which I vastly prefer as somebody who kind of sucks at most games, especially games where timing matters, like parrying attacks and whatnot. This is much better. Just blinking at them. I can do that. I can press a button and blink. That's we good. We good.
The first two-legged beings did prosper under the first sun, but it didn't matter how much they bathed in its light. They craved more. They sought to cage the sun, harness its power, and make it theirs. But the makers in their foresight had put the sun far, far away. So far that no creature could reach it. That's why, in their desperation, the two-legged ones began to collect matches, lighting them like minuscule suns of their own. But there are only so many matches in this world. And one day they'll run out, and they shall once again look to the sun.
It sounded a bit like commentary on fossil fuel consumption, if I do say so myself. Wait, so is the moon... Is the moon over Moon Mountain just like a solar eclipse? Is it just like blocking out the sun? Good, they're all things I can kill quickly with blinks. Okay, so those statues back there that I said looked a little bit like Mulgrims, they might have been, because this is like a Potboy statue, and it's kind of abstract. I mean, it's less abstract than the last one. But Potboy just clammed up, so that means there's something in here, yeah. Suddenly I'm all-powerful. Potboy, I don't know. This doesn't bode well for you. There are a lot of dead U's around. But also there's a lot of hands, which might imply that it's not great for me either. Oh shit. We're doing this again, huh? Come on, Potboy. This really is like a culmination of all the things that we've learned throughout the game thus far. Oh, Potboy, are you good? You fell over for some reason. Come on, Potboy, let's get inside. You okay? Okay, we're good.
It's just gone. I had this wretched gut feeling like something was up, like something was on the way, a danger I never could have guessed. I figured that's just how I always feel, and my worries seldom come true. And now here I am, and I have been for some time now, and it just won't come back. I'm thinking, while I had it, I didn't know what to do with it, how to care for it, enjoy it. But if I had it again tonight, I'd probably waste it all over again.
That sounded like a, not a suicide note per se. But that was like the first shell phone thingy, like recording, that kind of sounded like a normal person rather than like a creature from, you know, in the game, so to speak. Alright. We're summiting Moon Mountain, I think. Alright. Brace for impact, Potboy. Okay. Let's keep going. Don't mind the corpses of your fallen comrades, Potboy. I feel like we probably could have made it to that one over there, but rather be safe than sorry, I suppose. But yeah, that sounded like dare I say that last recording was like the voice of the creator, and it sounded like, I mean, I don't know. Part of it sounded like he went through a hard breakup or something, frankly. But it could have been a little bit deeper than that. Like, he could be talking about, like, the spark to live or some shit, you know what I mean? Like, has left him and he can't get it back. But, you know, taken very literally, I don't know. I don't know what to think about. I'm hoping it's not left too ambiguous at the end. But maybe I hope it is ambiguous. I don't know what I'm hoping for. I've really loved the narrative of this game. It's such a beautiful game. Dark at times. Dark all the times, actually. If I'm being honest. Fuck. Alright, we made it. We made it, Potboy. I think. Are we good? Oh, we're through. Okay. Don't lose me, Potboy. Actually, I'm running after you, and I'm losing you. It's not letting me run anymore, for record. I'm not sure if I should be walking forward still, but I am. Okay, Potboy, you're still here. Jesus. For some reason, I thought that was going to be the point. What is that? Is that the moon? Can't see anything. I'm going to look over the ledge. Yeah, I think this is the moon. Maybe. I don't really know. But I thought that was going to be the point where, like, I lose him in, like, the whiteness, and then I catch up to him, and he's a corpse, like his brethren. I thought that was going to be. Oh, how's he's alive? He was just playing dead after being burned to a crisp all the way down. So how's he gonna give him a lift? And then also this thing is going to lower for him as well. It's important to note. Should I be up there with him, or no? I guess not. So what the hell is that? Oh, fuck. What? Burn or stop? Stop. I said stop. So you just don't get the... I didn't get the decision? It, like, gives you the decision, but he does it anyway? Is that what just happened? Oh, he's alive, though. They're both alive, seemingly. So it seems like the choice there was to bring back the sun by letting him burn out, or stop him from burning out and instead embracing the darkness, which we're seeing all these different characters that we've touched along the way embracing the darkness, more or less. So perhaps if I would have chosen to burn, this wouldn't be the moon here illuminated. This would be like the sun. The sun would have, you know... So I'm going to follow Potboy and Housie now down this path. I think at the end of the day, I think I'm content. I would love to be able to experience the other ending, so to speak, or like what happens if you choose to burn instead of stop.
Once upon a time, some folk on the other side of this and that had the most strange and beautiful dream. I hope that tonight you caught a glimpse of it, and I wish you the levity and grace to smile in the darkest of times and on the way down your midnight walk.
All right, and there are the credits. I was gonna say, I think I'm content with the ending that I got, assuming that there are indeed 2 different endings depending on what you choose at the end there. I think I'm content with my ending because it felt like the good ending. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like I lost anything. It was just an embracing of the darkness, right? And the midnight walk. And Potboy and Housie lived. And I guess that's... I don't know. There's a lot to unpack. So, like, you had the choice at the end there. The big choice at the end to either let Potboy... I mean, after all the ominous warnings, you have to assume that if you let him burn, he's gonna burn out and die, right? And it seems like everything kind of wrapped up. Like, I think through the game, you kind of wrap everything up, right? You like, in each of the different chapters, you're helping those that are in there, right? You're helping the Mulgrim, you're helping the nobodies, you're helping all these different people, and the thief come into terms with, you know, you're fixing what is wrong in each of those chapters, so that by the time you get to the end, you get to that last decision, it doesn't matter anymore whether which choice you make, right? It doesn't matter if you choose to burn or not. Although I think the story of the craftsman and the craftsman's daughter, I think that one weighed the heaviest on my decision, because part of me just didn't want Potboy to die, right? So I made the decision to keep him alive if at all possible. With that said, I think that story, or that particular chapter, weighed heavy on my decision because of the narrative that I took away from that. I'm just like looking at all these cast members and all the different creatures we've encountered along the way, and just reflecting back positively. But yeah, like, I could have let him burn out, in theory, right? To bring back the sun. And that feels selfish. That felt selfish in a way that, like, the craftsman, right? With his daughter, how he wanted it to be this certain way, rather than just accepting her for what she was, right? And I didn't want to do that in my own story. I felt like I learned from that story to just, like, what's the worst that's going to happen here, right? We already resolved, through all these chapters, we already fixed it for everybody else, kind of, more or less, right? So we've already resolved a lot of these issues. This decision was mine and mine alone at that point, right? It was like my own personal choice. Whether I wanted the sun back at the expense, potentially, and that's what I'm assuming would have happened, to bring the sun back, right? At the expense of Potboy's life, or was I going to accept the darkness for what it was and be okay with it as long as I had Potboy by my side, right? Maybe I'm looking way too deep into this shit, all right? That's very possible. But that was the chapter that was weighing heavy on my mind when I got the choice at the end there. Part of me are a lot Moonhood pets. Lots of dead cats. and Thor the Snoring Office Dog, and Katla, Yuki, and Gunny, or Goonie, I'm not sure. Switch 2 ports. Yeah, so overall, the decision has been made, we got the ending we did, and there's no changing that now. I am gonna, after these credits are done, I am gonna try to, like, see if I can go back in and make the opposing decision, and see if I get a different ending. I don't know if that's gonna be possible without playing the entire game over. I don't know, but, depends on where the last save checkpoint was, or autosave, I guess, was. But we'll see in a second here. But more importantly, time for that part of the game, or that part of Campaign Killer here, where we discuss the game itself. We kind of give it a little bit of a review. I'm not overly critical unless the game is trash. But let me tell you some things. I loved this game. Frankly, I thought it was definitely kind of short, I guess. I broke it up over a couple of days of playtime, so like it didn't feel that short. A short game in my mind, like a really short game, is a game that I can play through that I do play through in a single sitting. You definitely can play through the Midnight Walk in a single sitting, I would guess. But like, I don't know, I quite enjoyed it. Some of the chapters, especially the later chapters, felt significantly shorter than the ones in the beginning. Maybe that was just me kind of getting the hang of the gameplay. Maybe they actually were much shorter. I mean, the last chapter there was definitely shorter, and I think that was intentional, obviously. It was, you know, there's not a lot to say at that point. It was just the culmination of the previous chapters that all led to that one decision. And there was less creeping. It was all, you could just blink the monsters away, also. But yeah, I think I really enjoyed it. I didn't think it was too short. I also didn't... I got it on Switch 2, I forget, off the eShop. I forget exactly how much I paid for it. I don't think it was like a full-priced game when I bought it. Maybe I would have felt differently had I paid the full price for it. I don't know. But I didn't think it was unreasonably short. I think it's a game that I would probably play again. Maybe not immediately, because I already know the story, but it's something that I would definitely... I would definitely revisit it. Especially, if not only for the ambiance, right? So let me get into the creature design, the world building, the narrative. All of these things were so fucking good, dude. Like, just genuinely made me want to keep playing. The music especially was beautiful. The music was beautiful, and it really locks you in to like the emotion of the narrative. The narrative was great. It was layered. I mean, I feel like I need to replay it to some degree because I feel like I missed important things because and this happens, I'm busy kind of like focusing on the gameplay and my commentary for the video, you know, or for the Let's Play series. And because of that, I miss things like little intricate things that are happening kind of in the background of the story. So that's... I think I want to go back and replay it, frankly, just so I can pick up on all the intricacies of the stories and the different chapters. But from what I got from like the main messaging and everything, like I really loved the stories and the depth that they had, or all chapters of the story, I should say. Do I think I 100% wrapped my head around it? Absolutely not. There's definitely more for me to know. And if I was totally off base on any of my interpretations, let me know in the comment section below. I mean, don't be a dick about it, but just like let me know like things that you picked up on, things that you you know, interpretations you had for some of the different ambiguous parts. I guess this game was actually developed originally as a VR game, which would be sick to play. I do not have VR at the moment, but I think revisiting it as a VR game might make it a totally different experience that could be pretty freaking sick as well. And also fucking terrifying. Even more terrifying. It wasn't wildly terrifying, but the creature design was really freaking cool. And when some of them, like those grinners, when they just pop out of nowhere, or the crawlers when they pop out of nowhere, they fuck with you a little bit. And like the it's also like the ambiance builds that up as well, where it gets quiet or the music is gentle and you're just like really like enjoying the ambiance of the world that you're walking through, and then all of a sudden it gets loud and it fucking jumps out at you. You know, obviously that's terrifying. Thank you for playing. See you down the midnight walk. You're welcome for playing. Thank you for making this sick ass game, developers. I know none of you are probably watching this, but if you are, thank you for the Midnight Walk. Alright, so the credits just rolled on the Midnight Walk. I had a great time playing, but I want to see if I can get the different ending. So I'm going to come back into story and hit resume and see where this drops me. I don't really know where the last save point is going to be. It does take you here. So, all right, so we're gonna get to see the alternate ending, which hurts my soul because it means I'm about to let Potboy die in theory to reignite the sun. I think this is the first time I'm ever doing like a not post game content, but like a post let's play episode. Alright, so here's the alternate ending. I mean, depending on what your decision was when you played through, this is an alternate ending for me. This might be the ending that you got. I'm about to let him burn. I'm about to make the decision to continue burning rather than stopping. My original decision was to stop Potboy and to save him. I'm curious to see if there is, in fact, an alternate ending. So here comes Housie. This happens every time. This is before the final decision is made. I kind of want to see what this alternate ending for me is, because I want to see what this decision actually means. You know what I mean? Like, this is clearly the sun, right? So this is clearly the decision whether or not to reignite the sun at the expense of Potboy's life. Or at least... Alright, we're choosing to burn. I don't feel good about this, let me just say. This was my alternate decision. This was after I made my... Oh, fuck. Yeah, so when you stop, it does pull back. This is definitely a different ending. We just reignited the sun. And we did just watch Potboy die. So I want to see now, like, does this make anything better for anybody? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? So the game bricks if you make that decision, apparently. Alright, take 2, I guess. We're resuming the story. The console, or the game, crashed. No, it literally does not exist. What the fuck is going on? I'm gonna... Well, I guess I'm glad I made the choice that I did, right? The decision that I did. Alright, third time is the charm, perhaps. Potboy, your little spark, your soul, and your friend, your heart's will, your friend always. As a reminder, just before you go and make this tremendous decision. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it doesn't exist. This ending doesn't exist. Well, this is the wrong fucking ending, apparently. I've now watched this 3 times. I got my one good ending, and I'm glad I got my ending, but I'm pissed off that I don't get to watch the other ending. I don't know. There's something broken with the game. There was a problem, and the software needed to close. Like I said, I've now killed Potboy 3 times and watched him brutally die 3 times just trying to see what the alternate ending is for you guys, and I still to this moment I don't know. So I guess I'll just have to watch it on YouTube for somebody who decided this way the first time or played it on a different console that didn't brick, because the Switch 2 can't run this ending, apparently, or I don't know. I've tried everything that the internet suggested. I've tried restarting my console and, like, looking for updates and stuff like that for both the game and, you know, firmware updates for the console, and nothing exists. So that's, I guess, unfortunately where that ends, but I'll kind of make a judgment call based on what I got to see before this error persists. My judgment was that, like, when you choose to keep Potboy alive, when you choose not to burn, and you choose to stop, the world seems more beautiful. Nobody seemed, just in what the cutscenes just in the cutscenes we got before, you know, the game crashes at the same point every time. I would argue that nobody's life seems to have gotten better. Like, none of the main people or characters, none of their lives seem to have gotten better with the return of the sun, right? But the dark creatures, like the crawlers and what have you, that were admittedly out to kill me the entire time, and the grinners, their lives seem to have gotten worse. So, like, in choosing the sun, it seems like you're forcing out those bad creatures rather than just accepting that they're there. But that's kind of the only upside. When you look at the actual world under the light, the world that you've explored in the dark thus far in the game, it does feel like it looks nicer under the glow of a moon. When you illuminate it with the sun, suddenly it seems dusty and kind of monotone and less beautiful, frankly, less appealing. Maybe that's just my perception. Maybe that's not what they were going for, but that's kind of what I got from it. And also, Potboy totally fucking dies if you choose that ending. I can't say about Housie, I don't know, but Potboy totally fucking dies if you choose that ending. So keep that in mind. Now I'm gonna go watch somebody else play the game online, and I'm gonna find the alternate ending, I guess, on YouTube. But I'm sorry I can't capture that for you. I'm sorry that it just doesn't exist on my copy, my downloaded copy of the game, apparently, or my Switch 2 is just unable to process it. I don't know. But with that said, thank you so much for watching, guys. Another campaign killed here on the Campaign Killer program. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the Midnight Walk. Let me know if I missed anything. If I'm probably going to replay it from the jump. But now, like, this scares me away from replaying it, because if this happened anywhere other than the closing cutscene, or if it would have happened during the closing cutscene originally when I first played through it, that would have really pissed me off, and then I wouldn't have gotten an ending, and that would have been a real bummer. So this kind of scares me away from replaying the game, but we'll see. But anyway, neither here nor there. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts of the Midnight Walk were, whether you played it either on Switch 2, on VR, on a different console, on PC. I'm not sure what all platforms it's available for, but or if you just like watched along with me and watched me play it here on the Nintendo Switch 2, let me know what your thoughts were. I really, really loved it, as I've already stated, pretty much the entire time I was playing it, but also while the credits rolled there. I really, really loved it. Don't know what this little fuckery is. It hasn't really been a buggy mess until just now. This is a weird buggy snafu on the end here, but anyway. I think that's my whole spiel. So thank you so much for watching. I'm John from Pause Games, also known as the Nintendo Beast here on YouTube. And until next time, thanks for watching, and remember, never pause.